Luis Henrique, minus 270. Christian Colombo, plus 190. Christian Colombo is awful.
Oh my God, that was one of the worst fights I've seen in a long time.
Him versus Yarji Stanho is like something.
In all fairness, and once again, that was like a high five to the betting gods because I had Danho, and how the hell did he get a draw? Colombo should have won, but that fight was brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Luis Henrique is like the sole young heavyweight Brazilian that they have right now, and this is a step back. And Smoliakov was. I thought Smoliakov was going to be a lot better than he was.
Yeah, the MMA gods didn't help me on that one because Smoliakov shit the bed completely.
He quit on himself. Like, he actually did quit on himself.
I would say use that line about the worst guy in the UFC, but I don't even know if this guy's in the UFC because that was like.
It was such a bad performance. I think they may have just given him one shot, and I think
they should have because that was really.
Henrique came in. He took on Francis Ngannou. Got him
down in the first round.
Got him down in the first round. He won a round against him, and then
close round.
And then second round got finished. But like Ngannou looks like a force to be reckoned with. And that guy is just growing at a crazy rate. Every single time we see him, he's so much better. I think his next fight is coming up in Albany at the beginning of December. So looking forward to that. And then Henrique, really, really dominates every aspect of the game. Basically takes him down and just wears on Smoliakov.
That'll be the same performance here.
That's exactly.
I'd say easy money, but 270 is not easy money.
I think he does the exact same thing here.
He
doesn't seem like necessarily a first-round finisher, but he's just going to wear on you.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
This guy, 24-year-old kid, he's only getting better every single fight. I think he beats Christian Colombo, takes him down, grinds him, makes it ugly. It seems almost too easy.
Yeah, okay, so KLB, right? Luis Henrique. This kid's only 23 years old, so young kid getting better. And then when he comes in against Francis Ngannou, we know Francis Ngannou's a striking guy. But when you read up on Henrique, he's come from like a Greco-Roman wrestling background and had some good success wrestling in Brazil. So the wrestling in Brazil is not the highest of levels. And he goes out and he gets that takedown against Ngannou. Unfortunately, the second Ngannou gets up, you're right. He hurts him bad at the end of the first round, then knocks him on the second. But you're a young kid who's only 22 years old at the same time. Came in relatively short notice, taking on a 28-year-old absolute killer in Francis Ngannou. It's a tough spot. He didn't have the worst account of himself. I thought it was interesting because he comes in his next time against Smoliakov, and I was all over Smoliakov. But Smoliakov is a Russian wrestling champion taking on this Brazilian wrestling champion. Also, he's much, much, much larger. And when Henrique comes in, he put on 5 pounds from his first performance. And I'm thinking, he just looked all around bigger. 5 pounds is not much, man. But he looked a lot bigger. And I thought, when I watched him against Ngannou, I thought, this is a guy that should make 205 but isn't cutting. When I seen him in his last time against Smoliakov, I think, this guy's only 23. He's getting bigger, and he's getting better. And his cardio checked out real nice against Smoliakov. Take him into deep water, drag him into deep waters, and drown him once you get there. Yeah. And he did that perfectly. I look at Colombo, and I think the same thing. Danish Muay Thai champion.
He's like 36, 37 years old.
37 years old. He's an older guy. He had a blown-out knee that kept him on the sidelines for 2 full years before his UFC debut. He makes his UFC debut against Danho. Danho, in a lot of regards, is just like Smoliakov. Great record on the regional scene. Big, strong, menacing-looking guy that knocks out guys in a minute. But when you give him a UFC caliber guy, he can't hang. Only Danho pretty much still hung with Colombo because he wins the first round, and I think in the second round he drops him, right? I mean, he's losing the round, but he drops him, tries to finish him, is way too tired. Colombo gets up, should have stole the round back. They obviously didn't score it that way. He ends up with a draw overall. That's cool. Like I said, I had Danho. It was a terrible mistake on my part, but that's one of those fights where both fighters' stock goes down. And in this case, both fighters' stock drop down infinitely. Colombo especially. Bad knees, takedown defense isn't great. He's really tall, and he sticks in your face.
Yeah, 6'5" versus a 6'1" guy. Short guy gets the leverage in that exchange.
Yeah, that works against Danho because Danho's wrestling is pretty much non-existent. I mean, it's the herkiest of the jerky you've ever seen in your life.
Yep.
His striking, pretty much non-existent. He's got no reach, and he has no ability to set up the punches. What he's man-mountain. He's a big, strong, physical dude, and he can use that as an attribute. When I look at Henrique, I think, geez, this guy knows how to wrestle. And his striking's not great, but he's serviceable, and he's willing to use it. Against Colombo, screw the striking. Get this guy on the ground, pound him out, second round finish. We don't have DK prices, but I like KLB on the team.